You can check out Putting You Over on Twitch. You can check it out nightly on Tuesdays and Thursdays live. You better check it out, you sorry son of a bitch.
Oh my God! It's over.
Real stand-up kind of guy.
Wow! How do I turn that off? We're coming right out of the gates. Hot! Bam!
Boo. Sorry, not to you.
Not to
What's going on NXT.
Not to Hold My Beer Hanson. Are you booing Johnny Gargano showing up?
Yeah.
Like that? What's up? What's up, sir?
I'm doing well. It's been a long day.
Long day at the shoot job?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I work for the government, and I'm absolutely peopled out. So we're running on fumes until I got to start at 5 in the morning tomorrow.
Oh. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe since I prepped for you, since your last showing or whatever, your shoot job is, correct me, I'll make it in layman's terms. You help adults or people with special needs or learning disabilities get jobs?
Yes, I help people with intellectual and developmental disabilities gain and maintain long-term employment.
Ooh, nice.
I help them reach their goals and maintain a life that they want to live. And honestly, it's the most heartwarming and amazing thing I've ever done in my life. Great people I work with and a very healthy work environment.
Touche. Round of applause, Vanessa. Round of applause.
That's my 30-second little elevator speech to get people hooked on. So then I can say, hey, I could find somebody a job for your company.
That is awesome.
That was awesome.
It hits home with me. I've been working in children and school age kids with autism for years, and I get them to a certain point. We send them off to school, and they keep going. There was a place I used to work at where we took them all the way up to 18, 21 years old. And like we're prepping them. We're prepping them for jobs. We're prepping them for working at the Walmarts or the Targets or stocking or doing that type of thing. So when I learned that, I was like, it's great. That's fucking awesome. Touche. And well done. But it must be heartwarming, hard work. And like you said, you gotta be up at 5.
Yeah, man. Well, somebody goes in at 6 o'clock in the morning. I got to be up there at the job. Say, hey, how's everything going? They treating you right? They paying you well? They ain't treating you any wrong way. Because then I might have to bust a few heads, and then that's where a lot of it comes into play.
Crack a few skulls. Bring your weekend job into your shoot job.
Yeah, Bringo.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of your weekend stuff, your wrestling stuff. How can you drink beer and wrestle? What I mean is, like, how can you have a beer while you wrestle? I try to have them while I'm like doing yard work, and I get exhausted. Like, I just want to sit down. How can you do it while getting in the ring?
Well, I will say,
There you go. Touche to you.
It's usually what I like to do is either before the match. Or, maybe I could somehow conjure up and the fates just happen to where a fan just throws a beer to me. It's like Popeye spinach. It's a performance enhancer.
Yeah, it is.
Where I'm not like the Liver King, but instead I got, natural light or something just tossed to me.
So,
it's not an ad, but it could be.
It's not an ad, but it could be. Okay. Wow, so a lot of avenues right there. The Liver King could drop us right into a YouTube rabbit hole that I don't know if we would get out of tonight.
Hey, I'm sorry if that's how gonna happen, man.
Hey, yeah, it's all right. But you did say a natural light. I'm rocking, no pun intended, or was it, a Rolling Rock tonight?
Oh man.
Yeah. I have a Miller Lite.
Miller Lite for you.
Yeah, my dad actually, we talked about the other day. He's like, I asked him like what type of beers he had. He's talking about Schlitz. He's talking about all these things. He's like Rolling Rock, and I was like, what in the world is a Rolling Rock?
I'll tell you right now, Rolling Rock is the beer to drink when you want to drink beer. It's not an ad, but it could be.
what does that even mean when you're trying to kick it with your buds and trying to tell stories?
Whatever you
are you
want
just
it
trying
to
to party up?
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man.
Could mean anything.
Are you trying to have a nice dinner and it's a good drink to go along with your meat and potatoes? Come on now.
So that I was going down that next question. I was gonna be like, So I'm sure you've been asked a plethora of times. But what is your favorite beer to have somebody hold for you?
To have somebody hold. Well, the one that I will return shortly with, more likely, I will be carrying with me something from Anheuser. So we'll be probably carrying Natural Light, Bud Light. I do not know. Is Miller Lite part of the group? Miller Lite. I really don't mess with Coors Light too much. A lot of light beer.
A lot of light beer. Yeah, keep it light.
I gotta try it sometime. Is it a light beer? What is it?
What is that? Roller Rock?
It's a lager, isn't it?
A lager?
Hold on. Let me take it out of my Macho Man Randy Savage koozie. See what we got here. It is a pale ale.
Okay. Okay.
It's also extremely cheap.
Same with 15, 15 beers for $10. I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, you Americans, your beer prices.
American.
Man. If you think that's bad, you should look at tobacco prices and gas prices and, groceries and, my bills.
She just said that.
No, I shop in the States and your prices are not better than ours.
Yeah.
Groceries.
Yeah, I like to, cry a little bit whenever I see that monthly income check come in. And, I'll look at it and then I'll look at my bills. And I'll be like, okay, let's pay everything first. And then we'll determine how sad I'm going to be this month.
What am I eating this month? I should have started it with this, but congrats. A microbrew's on the way, right?
Yes, thank you. My wife did not appreciate the microbrew pun, but I absolutely loved it. She's like, no, they didn't call my baby a beer.
We got to keep it kayfabe. Because microbrew is part of the brand.
And I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Oh man, but yeah, Cash Riley, he'll be due about WrestleMania weekend.
This weekend?
WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, WrestleMania weekend. Oh, whew.
Yes, this weekend I'm booked, so I can't really. I told him stay in there, brother. I'll wait for the hot tag.
Yeah. I'll get the hot tag to you here soon, brother.
Let him run a little bit more heat before you come out.
IWE Pro, I believe, this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
IWE, it's in Augusta.
Okay.
It's a very good company. It was actually won the award this year for Promotion of the Year in Georgia. We run a yearly award system run by the boys. And they take care of us. They do really well. They've done really well these past 3 years. And so really paid off when they won those awards. And, me and the All-Star Special, me, William Huckabee, and Jay Too Strong, we are actually facing the Exotic Youth. Bryce Cannon, Pepper Bottom, and Zach Mosley. 3 of the best. Honestly, they are the best tag team in Georgia. I will say they're probably one of the best tag teams all around. But, we got to be that much better to take away that other strap. Because Bryce, he wanted to go do some dark matches. He decided to slip off with the other belt. And we decided, hey, well, we want the other strap. And they were like, well, you got to fight us for it. And I said, well, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Right up my alley. You mentioned Georgia, which is your build out of, I believe, South Georgia. You travel north to wrestle. Georgia in itself, a hotbed for wrestling. Is it overlooked? Do people think of Texas and all these other places? Is Georgia overlooked?
My problem there is I don't really get outside the state because I'm booked a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of great talent in Georgia. I do have my tag partner Huck, which is about 16 to 17 years in the business. And he's from North Carolina and he's traveled all over the states and Mexico and a few other countries. And he says right now, cause he's basically my mentor. He says that basically we're spoiled to have Georgia. We have a lot of the good schools. We have a lot of the good talent just growing up here. A lot of good promotions looking after us. And so, well, I might be biased here, but compared to the other states I'll be traveling around to and hear about, I'm hearing we're pretty good. You know,
Pretty
I
good.
want to break into more Florida, but I hear a lot of it is you can't work here if you work here, brother.
Yeah, we have heard that. We have spoken to several talent that come out of Florida, and
Okay.
we get that vibe not from every independent company. I would say maybe it's been one, Vanessa, maybe one we've heard of, maybe two
Yes. Yeah,
out of
I'd say
Florida.
I think one
Yeah.
for sure.
One for sure. And maybe we've heard that about another company. I find that I'm not in the business. I don't wrestle. I don't do anything. I'm more of a mark. I guess I'm a mark fan, but which is a good thing. It's okay to mark out.
At some point, we all were, and that's what a lot of people
Right?
overlook.
Yeah, for sure. I find it extremely odd that somebody would put that restriction on a talent, but I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, people got their own ways. They want to do storylines. They want to do their own company, and I don't fault anybody for that. So,
Yeah.
hey, let them have it. I mean, the places that want to book All Star Special, want to book Hold My Beer Hanson, they're going to pay us. They're going to do well with us. I mean, so whoever wants to do business, we can do business. So, I mean, whoever don't, I mean, it's up to you.
It's like you're almost in my mind reading my notes. All Star Special, Hold My Beer Hanson. What do you prefer? Okay, this is a two-parter. What do you prefer, tag wrestling or singles? And which one highlights yourself the best?
That's really hard because I'm so young in the business. I'm only 4 years in.
Yeah.
So
2019, January, I believe you started.
yes,
Yep.
I started in 2019 with my buddy Jay Too Strong. Was actually my first match. I did a run in to save him, and it's a wild time doing tag wrestling because I've become so comfortable with it, and mentally I've grown a lot just being with Huck because he's taught me so much. He's got me to slow down. He's got me to look at the big picture. He's got me to be more of a entertainer and a wrestler than I could have ever been. He's brought legitimacy to me. And now whenever I do singles bookings, I do notice that there's something clicking and I'm like, okay, I wasn't doing this a couple years ago. So with the tag wrestling, I'm comfortable and I'm happy and I'm doing this and I get to perform and branch my wings out and see how much we can stretch it, right? And then with the singles, I will say that I'm having a good time and it's good seeing it again that, I don't get a lot of singles bookings, but when I do, I like to see if I could deliver to the right specifications, do exactly what the Booker man wants me to do. And like, hey, maybe they'll bring me back. Maybe they'll pay me more. Maybe they'll say, hey, I think we could do something with this guy.
Your gimmick, a beer, Hold My Beer Hanson, a beer drinking, man of the people type of gimmick. That gimmick it's a crowd favorite. It's always a crowd favorite. Go ahead.
I will say it's a cheat code. Yeah, it's a cheat code because I honestly, the easiest thing was when I started, I would come out in jean shorts and a cut off T-shirt,
Kevin Owens
and I waved the American flag. You know, I love Kevin Owens actually. Kevin Owens, Baron Corbin. I mean, those are actually my top two for some reason. I don't know why I love Baron Corbin so much, but that spinning deep six is just so good.
It is a good move. It is.
But starting out, I waved the American flag. I was coming out and I was everybody's guy, drinking beer and just trying to cut more and more videos and promos and trying to stay in the light. And it was just a good time overall. And I just wanted to be basically a condensed version of my father, which I'm basically just living out his dream,
Oh yeah. So okay, so that this is great. This is flowing well. Your dad. This all relates to how you're here right now. So you just said it. You're living out your dad's fantasy. Obviously, wrestling watched in the household, I assume. Dad.
Absolutely. My first memory was Stone Cold Steve Austin getting thrown off the bridge by The Rock, and I cried to my mom that night.
Yeah.
And then they did the eulogy the next night.
Yeah. Well done. And then, so you know, it's big. It's a part of every. I mean, I watched the same thing. I probably watched the fucking same thing. I'm sure I did. And it wasn't until you are experiencing a moment, not a sad moment. You're trying to give the flowers where they're needed. Your grandfather passed away. You
did the homework, man. You did the homework. I really appreciate it.
I did do my homework. You guys are sitting around having a few beers or chatting. It's not a down moment. It shouldn't be a down moment. Let's celebrate the life. And it's like, man, look at all these people. Look at all these people coming and celebrating my grandfather. And it was that moment that made you think, maybe I need to do a little more. Maybe I need to take a next step in my life doing something. I don't. Go ahead.
I actually had this talk the other day because we're training a new guy, and he's actually going to school to be like a Christian counselor. Okay. And we were having this talk right here, and he's like, honestly, if you think about it, we're living out our funerals and what we want told at the end of the day.
That is true.
And that stuff hit me, and I was like, I didn't need that at 8 a.m. Like, Will, I appreciate it, but we still got to go see a bunch of clients today.
Yeah, right.
And now that I think about it, yeah, we are living out our funerals and what we want people to say about us and what we want people. I don't want people to cry when I die. Right. I don't want to go into the end of the night saying, what if? I want people saying, do you remember that time that we did this? That's what I'm living for, man. I want stories told. I want people with beers in their hands. So like just cheering on and saying, damn, do you remember this whenever we had this great old time? Like, and that stuff gets to me every time. And that's exactly why I do what I'm doing. It's not because like there's a passion burning inside me because I want to be the best pro wrestler in the world. Right. It's because I want a story told at me at the end of the day. I want them saying, hey, do you remember Hold My Beer Hanson? Do you remember all this crazy stuff he did and how he made me feel? It's that little imprint you want on your life, and where I can say, hey, these people were here. We had a great old time. And that stuff, that's what I live for, man.
You mentioned like living on your dad's thing. Your dad, obviously, a wrestling fan. Was your grandfather a wrestling fan?
Strangely, not a lot. He did watch it whenever we came over to visit.
That's what grandpas do.
That's because we wanted to watch it.
Yeah, right.
He was a man. He went to the bars and drank. He was a mechanic, and he loved to sing old timey country songs. Papa was just a good-hearted man. He would go around and he'd probably get the shirt off his back. He would do anything for people. He'd probably drive if you were out stranded somewhere, even if it cost him his last dollar. Honestly, like, that man has shaped a lot of the lessons and how we do things. Even to my father, I could see it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing a lot of the lessons bestowed and how tough he's got bringing up and how the lessons that he learned, he's now passing on to me and my brother, because now me and my brother are having kids.
Yeah.
And we're just growing up.
Yeah.
We're out here learning these lessons, and it's at the end of the day, it's about getting the bills paid and doing what's good by you and your family.
Just you describing your grandfather right there. Likes to have a beer, go to the bar, man of the people, hard working. Like you can work all that in to Hold My Beer Hanson. It's all part. They say it's the person dialed up to 11. I get it. That's very cliche. But I can hear it. I can feel the passion. I said to Vanessa today when I was prepping for the show, I was like, it's going to be a good show tonight because this guy is fucking passionate. I can feel it. And there's a lot of soul. I think my friend Joe Black, he said, Sam, you're learning a lot of things that a lot of us don't learn until later. And it's kind of like a cheat code. You're saying like, this is where all the soul's in there. You may not have like the fire, like, when you start out and you're gung ho on everything, but you're wisened up on a lot of things. And you got the soul in there and it goes a lot longer. And that's the type of stuff that gets you right there. So that story alone is just great. It's just great stuff. And, so we'll fast forward. Obviously you're venturing down this avenue. You're jumping in. Wrestling is what you want to do. You start out in 2019, like we said. This is right when the pandemic hit. So what was that like? Like getting started, getting off the ground, and then having to pump the brakes. And how did you keep yourself relevant?
So I don't think it kind of hurt me because my brain says I don't like what's going on right now. And I
Right.
was seeing everything, including marketing. I was working at
Oh,
the
yeah.
radio station.
Okay.
I was seeing a bunch of things going on, and I was like, I don't think this is ever because a lot of people just because they couldn't wrestle, it kind of hurt. It hurt a lot of their mentality.
Yeah.
Like this was their whole personality. This was everything they had. And with me, I was like, I mean, I'm not really too great at wrestling, but I know how to cut videos. I know how to edit my own stuff. And I was like, I mean, as long as I stay in the spotlight, I could be one of those characters that just keeps putting out videos and doing stupid stuff. So I just kept pushing out more and more and more, like just different stupid videos over and over, different vehicles, different things, just all over the place. And it just ended up where I contacted the company, the first company that probably wanted to take a step back in from the pandemic was Southern Honor. And this is honestly, I will say this is where the uptick started, and things started changing and led into the All Star Special. They were doing a thing called the Rumble Jack, which is like a Royal Rumble mixed with a lumberjack match at the end. And I was like, it's worth a shot. You never know unless you ask. They can't take your birthday away from you. So
Right.
I said, hey, I want to be in your Rumble Jack. And then they're like, hey, I like the video, but you got the date wrong. Here's what I got instead. So I said, okay, what can we do? They're like, we're going to do a campaign and we're not going to let you in. I said, okay, so what's in it for me? They said, well, you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until everybody is sick of you. And we're going to finally put you in there. I said, well, you know what? Hold my beer. Let's go.
Hold my beer. And I love that story. I'm glad you brought that up.
It's a term of endearment, man.
Yeah. This was a moment, and you described it phenomenally. Something I do on this show all the time. I always do my research, and I feel bad because I don't know what show I got this from, so I can't plug them. But they did a great job. You talked about the Rumble and getting people in, and it was how did you explain it? It was basically the magic of wrestling. Like,
yes,
it was that moment. So everybody, you can help me. Go ahead.
You're talking about the Hanson effect, and I know exactly the podcast you're talking about. They're actually really good friends of mine.
Okay.
If you want to say them, but they're really good dudes. But the Hanson effect is keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and show the promo, show the character before you're even in the building, so people know who you are. Once you get that done, all the work is done. All you have to do is walk in, and the crowd will just do the rest of the work.
Yeah.
Now, I have to still go wrestle, so those things will happen. But they only remember that entrance right there.
Right.
That was the moment that everybody remembers from that. They don't remember a single thing that happened once I got in that ring.
Yeah, you said, you're like, they were all waiting. There was one person not there. And it was like the crack of the beer, and this crowd was popped. And like that, the way you described it, I was like, that's the moment. Like, that's what people should strive for in wrestling. Like what you're doing, they should strive for that. And like, that's what I look for when I want to watch wrestling. I want to feel that. I want to be emotionally invested to give that pop when it happens. That's what I want.
I take it, and I basically just put it like there. I want to be the wrestler that 6-year-old kid sees in the crowd for the first time they ever go to a wrestling show, and I want them to scream, "Hold my beer."
Hold my beer.
I want to be that wrestler. We're all superheroes, right?
Yeah.
I want to be that hero for those people.
And you said, you also mentioned, you were like, you go to an event, if you go to a show today, indie, WWE, AEW, Impact, NWA, whatever the case may be, sit behind a family with kids. Watch those kids, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you can find a family with a bunch of little kids and you're going to a wrestling show and you're not sold on it yet, watch those kids because no matter what, like my wife, whenever she's in the crowd, she's watching, and I'll go sneak out and go watch with her. The first thing she'll watch on anything is the little kids like trying to fight the wrestlers, or they're trying to reach out for a high five or anything like that. Those are the magical moments, man.
Is Mrs. Hold My Beer into wrestling?
Actually, that's how we met.
Interesting.
I met my lovely wife. She was out selling gimmicks for a family friend, and I was, I was friends with her on Facebook and everything. And I was noticing she was working out and stuff. I was like, "Hey, girl," and I saw her and I talked to her and I said, "You're looking good," and just caught her up from there. Started talking more and more. Took her to a Waffle House for our first date, and then a few other dates after that. Told her I loved her, and then I said, "Hey, girl, you gonna change your relationship status?" And then boom, a whole year afterwards, we're getting engaged, got married, got a kid on the way. I move fast. It's like crack, one hit and you're hooked.
You think those grocery bills are expensive now? I mean, I got 3 daughters, man.
I tell you what, brother, I am preparing. All the way. I'm going to have me a bunch of ramen noodles. Maybe going to have everything he needs. And I will just keep grinding and paying them bills until and hopefully the kid will take the step and help me out.
Yeah, for sure. And people can hit up Pro Wrestling Tees. They can get your merch.
Look at you.
Right?
Look at you. Yeah, you can hit up Pro Wrestling Tees / Hold My Beer Hanson. You can hit up Store Frontier / All Star Special. All one word right there. All Star Special. You can go get a bunch of exclusive merch online. I have a lot of cool t-shirts I designed personally. Actually, I think every shirt that we have on our Pro Wrestling Tees and the Store Frontier, I've designed myself. I mean, if you don't want to really pay people, you got to learn some things the hard way, so that's how you get things rolling.
That's another thing that I learned from you. You talked about this, and I think you talked about it when you were discussing marketing and developing. You talked about just learning something. Like if you don't know it, go learn it. You can learn it out there. And then you mentioned how you do your own graphic work and you're doing your own footage. And it feeds all into that passion. Your vision and your drive is what stands out the most to me with you. Who instilled that in you?
There's a lot of people that kind of I would say touched a lot of the ideas in my brain and got me thinking the way I want to. I will say that Will Huckabee is one of those people that got me, he got me calmed down in wrestling because I used to be pulling from every pool of knowledge I could and trying to worry about everybody else, being popular,
right,
and worrying about everybody's opinion of me to where it made me super depressed. I think I won Wrestler of the Year in 2020, right?
Right.
That's not Wrestler of the Year, but Entertainer of the Year. Okay. Which I beat guys like Matt Sells and a guy named Simon Sermons. Yep. 2 great wrestlers, 2 great personalities. Yeah. And I was like, I don't understand why a guy, a couple, maybe a year or so in, why did he win this? I don't feel right, So I don't really take, I don't take compliments well. Mm-hmm. I always like to see, hey, constructive criticism. Right. Yeah, I may not take it immediately, but I want to at least learn from it and say, hey, I can pull from these ideas. And maybe the things they're telling me now, it won't hit till later, but I want to at least know, hey, what can I work on? I will say, guys like Will Huckabee, my dad, basically my wrestling dad, Matt Hankins, and just a lot of the people that shape me are just people that come in and just give me ideas as I went on, even the Dawsons, right? I talked to them one time and they gave me a bit of knowledge and I was like, you know what? A lot of the stuff's making sense. And just as it went on, there's more stuff. My dad, as a man, my dad just gives me a lot of lessons. He's teaching me hey, this stuff goes wrong. You got to be here for this, and marketing, it's always been a thing of watching other people and seeing a lot of mistakes and just saying, okay, cool, I see what they're doing. I'm going to try to take this and I'll see what I can do with it. I've always been in bands. I've always been in acting. I have art classes. I've always been an artist of sorts. So I kind of just took all those talents
right,
and just put them where I could.
right.
Even like that little bit of schooling I had in school for editing video,
Yeah.
I made sure to take what I could and apply it where I could, easily do it.
Yeah.
But it's always been life lessons throughout, just trying to pull from different people, and hopefully it can apply to helping me pay my bills and get my t-shirts sold, sell more merch, get to the people, get more people in front of me. And I need to get better at finding the market of the, I need to find more of not promoting to the boys per se.
Right.
And I know the boys do share a lot, but at the end of the day, the boys are actually fighting for the same job.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in a funk where I need to find out where those honey holes are, and I can say, hey, come look at my stuff, and
sure.
I need those people to come look at me.
Yeah. You want to put the boys over, but get over.
Yes.
You want to put them
Yes.
over, but get over.
Yes, we will put over everybody on the job because we're all trying to, put the show up. We're trying to do the great show. But at the same time, those same people are also fighting for the same thing I'm fighting for, and that's for money in their wallet. So we will do the right job. We will do everything, and we will do the right thing for the job we're doing. But hey, you always got to be a little bit competitive.
Man, so great. It's so great. I was preparing, and like this spot, what we're doing right now, this is awesome. Like your love and passion, not only just for wrestling, like for your family, for your kid who's on the way, or it's gonna be here. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's everything you do.
At the end of the day, we got bills to pay.
Yeah. Let's get her done. Right? Vanessa, he's a great human. Did I not call it or not?
You did.
Well done. Well, she booked it. I called it.
I've been a fan of y'all's for a while. Like I watch a lot of your TikToks,
Yeah.
Because like you'll share the busted open stuff,
Yeah.
and you'll get like, hey, what's your thoughts? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's also another thing. Yeah, I do listen to the other like podcasts of the old heads.
Yeah.
I do listen to Busted Open. I listen to Cornette. I listen to Ross. And I like hearing their takes and like the lessons and things that I can soak up and apply.
Yeah.
And then the stuff you're putting out, I like the stuff that it's the short burst stuff on the TikTok that I like most because my brain's ADHD.
Well,
I'm trying to blast through a lot of stuff at one time.
Everybody's is like that. And it's weird. It's weird that you bring out the TikTok because I was just talking with someone, another TikTok creator. And I was like, we got a show tonight. We got Hold My Beer Hanson. It's gonna be a great time. I was like, we are terrible at promoting on TikTok that we actually have like this live show that we do. We're terrible at it. We're so bad. But we're working on it. We can learn, right? We can learn how to do it.
Yeah. I mean, if I found you there, it was honestly, y'all did a great job. I found y'all there. I didn't actually know y'all had like a Twitch streaming show. I thought y'all just did clips.
Nope.
And so when I found out, like, whenever Vanessa hit me up, I was like, wait, hold on. There's stuff actually I can sit down and drive to and listen to while I'm working. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we're working on it. We're learning on the job. A lot of work. Plus, I got your job. We got our lives. We got our kids. It's hard. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
difficult. But we try to stand out. Try to market.
We gotta get it paid, brother.
Yeah, we try to make ourselves. We try to sell ourselves to people to come here. That's what we try to do. We're learning on it. But speaking of that, why should I pay a ticket or pay the pay-per-view? Why should I go see you March 11th?
March 11th, you should be in the building. You should be at the VFW. One, to get you a few beers from the bar, but two, you should be there for a lot of the magic that happens at IWE. You do not know what's going to actually happen to these shows. There's a lot of top tier talent, and honestly, I will say that Tim Blackman does a really good job of pulling a lot of great people into one building, and the matches he puts on is phenomenal. I will say that Tim has given us the opportunity as the All-Star Special to come out, to show the fans, sing some songs, and find out the next song on the jukebox while we take on the Exotic Youth. And we can get that other belt back so we can be the IWE Tag Team Champions.
Well done. Well done. I'm gonna find a way to watch that. Maybe I'll drive there. Wait, what do I have to do?
I think they're uploading stuff on YouTube. I think they do DVDs. I don't know. Like, do people still do DVDs?
I don't know. I don't. I don't. I don't even know if I have a DVD player in my house.
This is to you, Tim. I need my match. I want everybody to see it. I want everybody to see me do some stupid stuff and get drunk and fight some people.
Let's go. Just set someone's phone up and tape it. Stream it right to this channel.
That'll probably end up happening. But, I don't want to take away from the company as, we got people to record. Hey, brother, I got somebody recording in the back. But,
brother.
Hey, the company. Hey, brother, you got it.
Look how in sync we are. We just took a drink of beer at the same time. Phenomenal
Great
stuff.
Minds, man.
Man, I have so much stuff. You do gotta get up at 5, and what we like to do in the show is like keep it live, keep it flowing, leave doors open so you can come back. But there's one last thing I would like to touch on.
Yes.
Deathmatch wrestling. Vanessa hates it. She can't watch it. She can't stand to look at it.
No, hold on.
Okay.
You're misquoting.
Okay. All right.
It's not that I hate it.
That's true.
There is a point I get. There are people who enjoy it. My heart cannot take it anymore.
Deathmatch wrestling, something you've mentioned. You enjoy. You want to get into a little more, maybe.
Yeah.
Any words for those like Vanessa that it gets to a point and she is it for everybody, or are you looking to hit everyone, or are you just trying to? What's your thought process?
I think with all of wrestling, there is flavors for everybody. And whereas I could watch one match, I could be turned off by another, and I will let everybody have their opinions and feelings towards matches. You don't have to be a fan towards death matches. You don't have to be a fan towards tag team matches. I've seen people hate women's matches. I've seen people hate the big man, little man matches. I've seen people hate lucha. So in terms of liking what you like, you're entitled to that, and you're allowed to have, hey, I'm not really feeling this match. I'm not going to feel this show. It's okay to have that. But if Hold My Beer Hanson's in there and you're watching me fight to the near death, trying not to die from somebody trying to stab me with sharp objects, I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to fight for my life. I want people to cry for me while I'm bleeding like a stuffed pig. I feel like, hey, you should probably watch Hold My Beer Hanson try to, fight off a Madman Psycho with some light tubes, some gusset plates. I really don't want to do gusset plates. Please, Lord, help me. Barbed wire. We got some knives. We got some pizza cutters. I don't know. What else can we throw in there?
Think about it, Vanessa. I know it's not your cup of tea. It's not everyone's. That's what makes wrestling great. But just think about it. Hold My Beer Hanson versus Mance Warner in like a deathmatch battle for the case of beer. Like,
I honestly think that me and Manser, what we would end up doing is last man drinking.
That's true.
It would just be how many times you could shotgun a beer.
You'd have to triple threat that with Matt Sells.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Then me and Matt Sells are going to be doing Stone Cold impersonations all night. Oh. And then Manser's going to come in, and he's going to be doing Stone Cold impersonations. And then everybody's just going, what? What? What?
What? Let's hear it. Let's hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Give me, okay, here we go. I don't do this. I've been told to do this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it now. Can I have a Hold My Beer Hanson impersonating Stone Cold plugging the show?
All right. You can check out Putting You Over on Twitch. You can check it out nightly on Tuesdays and Thursdays live. You better check it out, you sorry son of a bitch.
Well done. Well done.
That was awesome.
It sure was. Thank you, Pat.
I was holding out for like on Twitch, and then I was gonna be like, what? And then like on Twitter, what?
You know what?
On Instagram, what?
They're on YouTube.
What?
Twitter.
What?
Twitch.
What?
I saw them on TikTok.
What?
We might open up a MySpace.
What?
Tumblr.
What?
Reddit.
What?
And we might even throw in a AOL messaging chat.
Hell yeah! Oh, Pat and the boys laughed at us.
I'm too young for that, man.
Oh, boy. E-Rush in the chat, dear friend of the show, says Vine. We left out Vine. Fuck him.
Oh, hey, Vine. What was that one thing that WWE was pushing for a while?
Tout.
Tout. Damn. Yeah, what happened to Tout?
I remember. Oh, my God, I remember that. I remember the very first time I watched.
You don't want to forget the LinkedIn profile.
Marie Shadows is here. Big shout out to her. Also, another great wrestling content creator, Marie Shadows, does great interviews. Hold My Beer Hanson, you'd be phenomenal on there.
I would greatly appreciate any opportunity I could get to plug my merch and my friends. And any time I could tell some dumb stories.
Oh my God, you fit perfect on this show. Just come back, tell some dumb stories. You like Batman?
Yeah, I'm a Batman fan. I'm not as big as a Bat fan as Matt Sells. But yeah, I'm a fan of Batman, Star Wars. My dad does cosplay actually. You know, my dad's on the road like 3 weeks at a time, but he's off for like 2 weeks a month.
Okay.
But my dad makes cosplay and like cool weapons, armor, cool stuff like that.
He makes it?
Yeah, he makes it. It's like foam and paint.
Yeah.
This man's like a redneck genius. He has no schematics. He has no know-how on
whips it up.
printing or anything like that. But he'll be sitting there. He'll be doing this right. He'll smoke it. He'll smoke Marlboro Red Special Select. I got an idea. And next thing you know, hey, there's a whole Shao Kahn armor, just made. Just because he felt like it. You remember Predator, right?
Yeah.
You remember Jesse Ventura with Old Painless, the machine gun?
Yeah.
So he made the machine gun and made it functional where it spun around. And I was just like, what was this? Why? Why did you just make this? He's like, I honestly just wanted to see if I could make it.
He sounds like like the American Pickers of cosplay. He just goes around, finds shit.
He loves Marvel. He loves, the only anime he watches is Dragon Ball Z. He loves old 80s action movies, custom cosplay creations. He's terrible with his marketing, but that's my daddy. He's on Instagram. Just check out some of his cool stuff.
Oh, what is he on Instagram?
I think he's custom cosplay creations, or let's see if he's just as Rudy Skaggs. Let me pull up Instagram. Got my phone handy just in case. Rudy.
That's fucking
Let's go.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you go as RUDEDOG Loki. And it's my dad. It's literally just him in his little shed going to town and making a bunch of armor and cool costumes. He did a Predalorian. He won a contest with that one. He did he makes actually some armors for some wrestlers.
Nice.
Yeah, and he just has a good time with it, man. Halloween was his favorite holiday, so he just took that and bumped it up 20 times.
Phenomenal stuff. Wow, I could go down a bunch of different avenues now. It'd be a lot of fun. But we do like to keep the door open.
If you ever want to just call, brother, and talk, we can just talk.
Yeah. You can come back on anytime. But what we like to do at the end of every show is I'm going to give you the mic now. You can plug anything you want. You can say anything you want. You can bury anyone you want. Your links have been going on. Listen, I'm not even going to interrupt. So the floor is yours.
Okay. So obviously we want to talk about the Store Frontier All-Star Special. Store Frontier / All-Star Special, all one word. You can get a lot of exclusive merchandise. We got tie-dye shirts. We got onesies, koozies, everything you want. Pro wrestling tees, a bunch of the designs that I've made and for my personal gain. You could catch me in the All-Star Special at these upcoming events. We have IWE on March the 11th. We actually have on May the 6th we are going to a new company called Cole Gordy Promotions in Tennessee. We are branching out there. And at XIW, you can catch the All-Star Special. They're a stiff, strong company where a lot of people tend to be a lot of tough guys. We're going to show them how to have fun while whooping some tail. You can catch all that and more. I have a YouTube where I post most of my matches that I try to steal from the internet's brother. And you can catch us on all the social medias. William Huckabee on Twitter and Facebook and all that. J2 Strong as well. He ain't on Twitter because he don't do the Twitter. It's too toxic. And then you catch me, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that. Come look for me, Hold My Beer Hanson. You can get all my cool stories, all my awful merchandise ideas, and you can see all the updates from me and my son coming up, where he will be due WrestleMania weekend, where I will be stressing my tail out, and hopefully I can get everything set up in the house by then.
Phenomenal. Great stuff. Great stuff. I tell you right now, it's people like you. When I think to myself, you know what, man, why do we even do this show anymore? It's so much work. I have somebody like you on that invigorates me, and it's like, wow, this is fucking awesome. You've been a pleasure to have on, pleasure to talk to. I hope it was easy going, because that's what we strive for. And yeah, so give a big shout out to Mrs. Hold My Beer for letting us steal you tonight. Congratulations on your kid. It's gonna be an absolute fucking joyride. And yeah, so
I'm excited while terrified.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're welcome back anytime. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate allowing me to be on Get You Over.
Excellent. Have a great night.
You too, man.
Peace. Oh, it's great stuff, Vanessa. Oh, look, I didn't even turn this off. How hot the show was. Woo! Fired up.
Off the hop, off the draw.
Oh, it was so off the bat, I didn't even turn this little graphic off.
Oh.
Man, bam!